Welcome back, everybody, to Ready, Aim, Live. I'm Jose.
And I'm Wes. In one of our recent videos, we had a commenter ask us to give our interpretation and our reasoning for the Second Amendment.
So I think first, let's say the Second Amendment all the way through, and then we'll actually break it down for the viewers. So,
Agreed.
A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. We're breaking this down, let's start with a well-regulated militia. This is one of the biggest things that everyone wants to throw the word around, militia, around so much. Now, when you look up the definition, you do get two different definitions of it. But we'll make it very clear that definitely the first definition, which I'm going to read to you right now, is definitely what we're kind of more aiming towards. A military force that is raised from the civil population to supplement a regular army in any emergency. So, for example, the 3%ers, people, if anyone were to come to this country and cause harm, and the army can't take on, you have these civilians, the true patriots, who are going to come together, and they're going to fight for their homeland and fight for their freedoms that plenty of our ancestors have fought for. That is something that we don't play around with. So at the end of the day, that group of people coming together to help our country succeed in whatever is coming our way, that is going to be considered a militia, because we are one and we are a group of people. We are not trained from the military, so we're not considered military. So we cannot be considered that. We have to be called a militia. That's the only other definition that they can put us into. And unfortunately, you have the second definition that says a military force that engages in rebel or terrorist activities in opposition to a regular army. And Wes, I really hate reading that second definition because, like I said, a lot of people throw that in and they make us sound, a regular gun people, like we're extremists, like we're doing harm and doing bad. We're really not.
Well, and I think that's where we really have to put in this idea and put it to bed that we are not trying to be a extremist or terrorist militia. That is not the goal of why we support the Second Amendment, why we, support each other as a group. It is because we want to be that opposition that if somebody was to, come into our land, that we are the first people to stand in the line if necessary. But if there is a tyrannical government, we would fall into the second definition depending on how you want to view it, because in the view of a tyrannical government we would be rebels or terrorists, and that would only be in the views of people who don't support the Second Amendment going forward.
And at the end of the day, if they're destroying our Second Amendment, you think that's the only amendment they're trying to destroy?
Not at all.
So it's not just fighting for the Second Amendment. It's fighting for the whole Constitution, how everything was written. It's not just one piece that we all care about. It's the whole damn thing. We all have the same sight in mind. And, there's some people out there who want to take that down. And we can't let them. And the simple fact is there's people with higher powers that might try to make us seem that we're extremists, terrorists. We're really not. We're not out here trying to hurt nobody. We don't want to hurt nobody. But you damn right, if someone comes into this land and try to take away our freedom, or even if our governments went tyrannical, we all have to come together, because that's not how it's supposed to be. And that's what the Second Amendment is protecting us from, is from a tyrannical government. Because this has happened before. They've tried to take our guns before. And what happened? Everyone knows what happened.
The British are coming!
And that's not what needs to happen. Okay? History repeats itself, but there's a way we can get around that. So, and that also goes into the security of a free state, because we are all free. We're the United States. We're the best country in the world. And what's crazy to me is that even the foreigners who come here say we are the best country. This is the best place to live. People take our freedom for granted, and you really can't. And these people fighting to take down Second Amendments or any amendment, that's not how it should be at all.
Well, and a couple of examples to go and think about, a lot of countries, don't have, this right at all. So like you look at Cuba, Cuba right now is trying to go through a change of leadership, and the people don't like what they're seeing, but they have no way to back themselves from a tyrannical government through communism. You also look at countries like North Korea. North Korea has a very bad tyrannical system built up that the people can't even fight their way out of. They have no way to protect themselves or to overthrow said tyrannical government that is, oppositioning their freedoms.
They wrote this a long time ago, but they knew that there were going to be people coming into power and that get power happy, and they knew that people were going to try to take these things away. And yes, people will say, oh, well, when they wrote this, there was just muskets. It doesn't matter if there was just muskets. There was plenty of things around then. But the simple fact is that no matter what you do, passing any gun law, you are infringing on anyone's right to bear arms. That's it, arms. We're not talking about, it would say bear muskets. No, it doesn't say bear muskets. It doesn't say bear, gunpowder. It doesn't say any of that. It literally says it, arms. So we have firearms. It all goes in together, one in one.
See, and you made a really good point about the amendments not stating that we only have the right to bear muskets or, just certain types of firearms. Because even with the First Amendment has also been, indoctrinated with the things of modern technology and modern ability with social media. You're given the right to say whatever you want. Yes, the private company may try to hinder what you're trying to say, but it doesn't take away your right to be able to say what you like. And that's the same with the Second Amendment, is that regardless of how you want to try and interpret it, there is nothing in the Second Amendment that says you cannot own an AR-15. There's nothing in there that says we can't own a Bear 50 cal. I mean, there's plenty of military that owns it, but it's not a fully automatic, weapon or anything to that effect. So, with that being said, we have to understand that yes, these amendments were written a long time ago, but there's nothing in them that we're not allowed to own something. So I think the gauntlet is open to being able to own, whatever weapon that we feel is going to protect us and our family and protect everyone in this country from a tyrannical government if it ever came to that.
And like you said, even not the tyrannical government, even us coming together and fighting anyone who came to this country, having the same firepower as our military to help aid the military can be a huge thing. But we're already limited on that because of everything that's been passed. So, like we said before in past videos, how far does it go? If you see that this doesn't work and this isn't helping and you're going to try to even make it stricter and it's still not helping, how far can they possibly go? And that's the sad thing about it, man. It really is.
I really wish they would stop and think about the fact that the more you hinder, you put gun laws in and you're hindering the 2A, ability in this country, that doesn't stop any criminals. That doesn't stop people from, committing crimes. All you're doing is taking away the guns in, civilians' hands that could be protecting themselves from outside sources, inside sources, any and all above opposition that could be in front of us.
Yeah, it's definitely, man, they come after everything, it seems like now, But with that being said, we do like having feedback. Like you said, we've said it in plenty of videos. We want to get your feedback. We want to get information or things that you may want to know. Just like we did with our most recent comment, we like doing this. We like it's informing you. It's informing us. We're giving all this information out. We want to maintain the quality of our channel and the quality of our videos. We don't want to give you guys the wrong information, and we don't want to make it seem that we are any extremists or terrorists, because we're definitely not that, I promise you. If anything, we are far more a true patriot than half the people in this country.
Remember, guys, this Constitution was written to make sure that everyone in this country is taken care of. Regardless if you support it or not, it is a constitutional right. It is the same as the First Amendment and all the other amendments that we have. So we really want to shed light and give our interpretation of that, because we feel like there's a lot of people out there who take well-regulated and they just push that towards one person, and that doesn't deal with just one person. The ability to own firearms, yes, that deals with a big group of people. We are Americans. We are allowed to own firearms without that being infringed, and that's something that we really need to understand and really get behind, because if that's going to be infringed, we are not going to have any more rights. The Second Amendment supports the First Amendment, and the Second Amendment supports all the other amendments. So if you're going to let one amendment go, then we're going to have to let the whole system go. And I don't want to see that happen ever.
No, definitely not, man.
Well, thank you guys again. We really appreciate all the feedback. Go ahead and share this video. Give it a like. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram. And always remember, guys, who's got your six?
We're far more patriot than most people in this country. And with us being such patriotic, you know, who's always got your back? Ah, fuck.
Wes was gonna make another point anyways.
He is? Okay. All right. I'm sorry.